Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to Fort William. We have the European Championship Cup Best Place Third Players Grade Qualified Phase playoff to draw today and take you through the transfer. We've had a very busy window. I started off by anger. I was playing on after last episode, and I was angry buying. Like, I'm just going to, 10 million? Yeah, go on then. And then I sort of realised that financial fair play and things like that exists. I know, well, let me quantify that. Financial fair play exists unless you're Man City or PSG. But for us, it actually does matter. Right, who are we playing? Come on then. We've got this round and then the playoff and we're in the group stage. But there is some decent teams. We've got Anderlecht, Young Boys Sporting, Monaco. We're the unseeded team. So we're going to be playing one of them. Let's have some young boys. Okay. I'll take that. Rapid Vienna. I can live with that. Or Vitesse Arnhem. All right. Okay. That's not too bad at all. Could have been a lot worse. Pep Guardiola is manager of Monaco. Also, Klopp, who was manager of Manchester United, has retired. He couldn't live with managing Man United and just retired. He dirtied himself. Right, let's take you through some transfer business. We've spent 15.5 million. We've sold 19.5. So we still made a profit. But obviously with so many of these signings, our wages freebies that we got, so many of those, the wages has gone up quite heavily. Very heavily. So we peaked, it says 177, but I just don't think it's updated. We've gone up 100 grand a week. But I think we've just got to do this. We've got to gamble it. I can make sure that we balance the book as long as we know that we've got to sell players each season just to keep it afloat. I think we'll do all right. So, looking at the outs first, a bunch of players went out on loan. The regulars from last season. Gary Nesbitt, as we suspected, was sold 1.1 million. I was hoping to get a little bit more for him, but nobody was biting. But it's free money, isn't it, basically? Fitu went for 6 million quid, which I was delighted with. Picked up 825 grand, made $1 million on a loan. They were quite happy with him, clearly, and bought him for 6 million. So that's a cheeky little deal. Our right back, Stuart Taylor, went out. Eric Jorgensen went out on loan for reasons you'll see in a minute, for 100 grand per month, plus all his wages. So that's really good. Jamal Harris went for 5.5. I like him. He's not the best at heading, which is not great. I like the fact he could pass the ball, but he just had a pretty shit season for us, to be honest. He's also not very aggressive, which is, you want a bit of oomph, don't you? And if as a ball-playing centre-back, despite the fact he had good passing, no technique and no real vision. So, yeah, I was okay with that. He was two-footed, which is nice, but you know what? I thought we'd just do our thing because he was the other one we picked up on a free, got a 5.5 million, keep the books ticking over, lovely jubbly, bish bash bosh. And then finally, Fabers has left the club, and you might think that's a low amount, Loki. That's a low amount. He was worth when we sold him 4.75 million or something like that. And I was looking at it because the players we bought in, and I was like, he's never going to be a first team player because he's Miller basically, and Miller is Miller, so Miller's going to play. And I was like, he's 19 years old now. I could try and loan him out. Or just like sell him for 20 million. So I offered him to clubs for 20 million. No, there was 17 different clubs interested. Nobody was interested. 15 million, 10 million. And then I thought, okay, I'll offer him out for 8 million or something. And Charlton and a couple of other clubs came in with bids of about 4 million. So with Charlton, I basically went, okay, you can have him for 5 million, all cash, but I want 50% sell-on fee. And they went, yeah, right. So that's why I did. I wouldn't have taken 5 million otherwise. But I'm thinking, he's at Charlton. If he's playing a lot, he's playing in the Premier League. If he plays a lot of football, develops as we think he can, will make a shit ton of money. That's basically our hope. I'll add him to the shortlist in case, I want to get news that he's been bought by Man City for 100 million. So sad to see him go, but we don't need a playmaker. We've got one already. So let's talk you through the ins. First off, we have Jim Connolly on a free from Dundee United. Not a bad little player. I don't need him, but he's not a bad little player. So he is I might just sort of try and make him the sort of backup playmaker. He's got actually everything for it. What I was trying to do is just loan him out, maybe sell him next season. He's Scottish as well, which is nice. I did sign Jim McBrearty, who we had on loan last season. We didn't really play him enough. He just had a bunch of sub appearances. But when I was looking for a box-to-box midfielder, he fits the bill. So I think he's 19 years old. He's a Scottish under-21 international, which, ticks all the boxes for us. 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. And as soon as I knew he was available for a decent amount, 5 million going up to 8.5 if he plays internationally in 50 games, 50 goals, that sort of thing, I thought that's actually really cheap for a young Scottish player from Celtic. And we always get to rub it in their face if he does well. Next up, we have Damien Skelly, our first Irish player from Hibs. 2.5 million transfer. He had a minimum fee release clause. I've really liked him. He's been on my radar for a couple of years now, and I was like, actually, he's really, really good. Valued at 4.4 million already. Really solid all-rounders. Got that aggressiveness that we wanted to see, as well as the work rate. Good pace as well for a big lad. All that sort of good stuff. 4.5-star potential. I think that's a really good steal. I think he's going to be very, very good for us. We got Zach Morris on loan from Man City again. He didn't have the best season for us, but 6.82 is not too bad, but with a lot of sub appearances as well. And obviously being only 18 years old, he's developing very quickly. So actually, I think he might have a better season for us. Obviously, Felossi has retired. Sad times. Alfie Collins, this is probably the biggest. I regret this one. I like him as a player. I think he's all right, but we're paying him 32 grand a week. So, yeah, I think, he's definitely good enough to be in our squad. I think we're more likely to play him as maybe an inside forward because of his finishing isn't as good, but he's got all the physicals for it. And I'd take him in my squad, but not on 32 grand a week. That's a lot of money, that is. But he's welcome in the club. Next up, we have Thomas Demuth from Borussia Dortmund, who's our new sort of backup defensive midfielder that lacks the aggression completely, which, it's not ideal, but and he does not dive into tackles. So he's a non-tackling, pacifist, defensive midfielder. Well, what more do you want? But he was a freebie, basically, so I don't ever expect him to be a first choice, but we might make some cash on him. He could be back up for the next year. Next up, we have Mustafa Duman from Schalke as our new backup striker option. Can play as the inside forward can even play as a winger if the others don't turn out to be any good. Next up, we have Niall Foy on a freebie from Liverpool. He's our new rotational option, I would say, with Derwin. They can battle for it. He's absolutely rapid, and he's good going forward as well. All that good stuff. I think he's a very nice pickup indeed. We have Tom Higgs on a free, all the freebies, from Watford, who's our new winger option. Just actually a really solid all-rounder. There's nothing really that's sort of low. Off the ball is the only thing that he needs to work on, but amazing physicals. And he's 6'5". Like a pacey giant winger is a rarity. So always helps, isn't it, if he's tall. We've got Tom Davis from Chelsea. He's our new, that's why Fabers went out. He's a decent young prospect. He can play as the advanced playmaker, back up to Miller. And finally, the big money went on our new inside forward on the left, Leo Charles. 8 million quid, going up to 10 million quid. Yeah, he's fruity. 21 years old, under 21 international for France. 5-star potential, all that sort of good stuff. Places shots, which is one of my favourite player traits. For anybody up top, can play up top, or we're gonna try him out on the left first. But we know that Bosniak can swap over if need be. So the team is looking good. The wages have gone up, but I don't think that's too much to worry about. I'm gonna I'm trying to loan one of these out because whoever Connolly or Davis doesn't get loaned out, the other one can be the backup. But I'm really happy with our team. I almost sold Cockburn for his mistake. I've got to be honest. I was like, there's no room for sentimentality in this team. Get out of my club, you handballing twat. And then I gave him a new contract. It's kind of the opposite. I couldn't get rid of him. He's not on that much money. So I thought, you know what? He's been too good for us. He's wanted by Dundee and Hibs on loan. But I couldn't. He's not had the best. He didn't have the best season last season, but we will give him another try. We do have some very good centre backs now, obviously with the arrival of Skelly. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy. Ryan Grimmer is our backup goalkeeper now, homegrown talent. Ryan Grimmer, for 6 years ago, he's not played football for us, but he's had plenty of loan moves. He's a solid backup. It's just nice to have a homegrownie. So I think I'm doing all right. So now we're going to go on to first league game, playing Hibs. So I'll see you in a sec. You know what this team needs? Another centre-back. Welcome to the club, Klaus van Neef, Dutch under-21 international. Cheeky little bargain. I quite liked it. I quite liked some of his numbers. So we picked him up. 350k going up to 700k if he plays 50 games. My classic purchase technique. Probably not going to get much game time this season, but we're going to auto mentor, because, you know, detail. Right, here we go. First game of the season. Kick it off with a win. We're going to go for Irwin in goal. Jim Adkins at right back. Apparently, Niall Foy is a better current left back. I'm going to give him a game. Let's get the debuts out of the way. Skelly is playing because it's against his former club. That's always cheeky. He's a righty. I want to play Van Neef. No, that's a bad. I want to do it. I'm doing it. Straight in. All right, he's turned up. Doesn't speak a word of English. Bosh, come on, kid. You're playing. We go for Big Dunk as our, because the good thing is Connor Crawford can play as that box-to-box midfielder, but he's a good defensive midfielder as well, so he can fill a couple of roles. We're going to go with Miller on the right. No, it's left, isn't it? I'm such a creature of habit. I know a lot of you pick your team through here, but I'm always a squad screen picker. We're going to go for Higgs Boson as our right mid, and Leo. I think that's our biggest ever signing. Leo Charles and Bosniak. Interestingly, due to Hartley's prolific scoring, he's got 3 caps for Scotland. So he's doing well. He's going to become an amazing player. He's wanted by both Manchester clubs before. Now it's just Arsenal. But it's good to see him getting some. I don't know how many Miller's got now. How many caps has Miller got? 1 fucking cap, and he's got 3. What imbecile is in charge of Scotland? David Fraser. Oh, is this the guy from before? He's as terrible as the guy from before that international management job. Okay. And on the bench, we will have the Cockburninator. We'll go with Demuth. We'll go with Derwin. Connor Crawford. We'll go with Tom Davis. And Alfie Collins. Nice. Got a decent sized squad now. And we're making... Obviously our wages have gone up by... What was it from before? It's 273. Look at that. Right. 100 grand. But we do... we don't recoup all of that, but we're making 200 grand a month, so 50 grand a week. So half of that is paid for by the loan fees we're getting. That's what we're going with. What's our projection? We're going to lose 15 million quid this season. Good stuff. Right. Start with a win, boys. Start with a win. Is the Van Neef... Oh, let's not make him a ball-playing centre-back for one. Okay. You'll be fine, mate. What can go wrong with playing 3 new players in defence? Higgs, I'll make sure they're both learning the position. Winger attack. Oh, we're using Winger support. And Charles is inside-y, forward-y, attacky. Bosniak's just doing Bosniak things. I thought teams might come in for Bosniak in the summer. I think he was wanted for a short time, but nobody picked him up. We're playing Rapid Vienna in the next round. Right. Bit of green. Give him a bit of green. Let's go. Come on, boys. Come on. We're now the 5th highest reputation club in Scotland. After winning the league a few years ago. 2nd last year. Getting there. I feel like the Miller. That looks slow, yep. I feel like the Miller of the Van Neef. I'm not sure if I'm... Look, chase him down, boys. Get him. That was clearly a foul from behind. Okay, Charles, can he do it on his debut? Oh, hello. Leo Charles, 6 minutes in. He's a big lad. So we've got 2 giants on the wings as well. Because our right wingers... Wasn't our right winger 6'5"? Am I having a brain fart? Is it just Charles? I think I can't remember. No, Higgs. It's just Charles, wasn't it? Miller, Atkins, McBrearty. I think he could be a really good player. I know we didn't see much of him last season, but I think he could be good. Scallywelly, Charles. He is a giant, isn't he? Decent. Oh. No, he's pretty big, isn't he? Yeah, he's 6'5". So we have... Click on him. 2 6'5" wingers. Amazing. Now, come on, boys. I don't know what they're supposed to do this year. If they're any good. Okay. Good start. We've got squad depth now, though, boys. We've got actual squad depth. So unless we have a real bad injury crisis, I'm not too worried. We've got plenty of depth up front in the front 3 positions. We've got 3 advanced playmakers. We've got 2 ball box-to-boxers and a couple of people that can fill in. Yeah, we're good. We've got good depth this year. Hoping for a little bit more excitement in this game. We've had 2 shots. I stroke my beard. Come on, boys. Get a second goal. Skelly's having a very good performance. Neef's doing good. All right. Big Derwin on. And... Do I gamble? Go on, then. Maybe... I did try and loan Hartley out for the season. Because I thought, actually, what if we can... You know, he needs to have a breakout season. Where he scores a few goals. And I didn't want to have to play him another 15 times before he scores a goal. So I was actually thinking about loaning him out. But nobody actually wanted him. Nobody wanted the 18-year-old Scottish international on loan for free. So, Higgs! Yes! Big Tommy Higgs! Go on, son. The Giants are scoring goals. I like to see it. We should go long ball now. We should just... Hang on, Hartley's a big... Oh, that guy's called Furkan Erdem. Turkish. German. I gambled. We could just play long ball. 3 up top. All right, solid performance. Didn't create a massive amount, but put away our chances very well. 2 debut goals. Played a 17-year-old, 18-year-old centre-back. Oh, moving on. Who had a cracking game. 7.2. Just because I fancied it. Higgs got man of the match. Clean sheet. Jobs are good, isn't it? 5 weeks out. 2 days with a bruised shinage. What's their histories? Last season was his first. That's a really solid season actually in the Championship for all. There you go, man of the match on your debut, mate. Not too bad. Leo Charles, again, breakout season last season. It looks like solid 12 goals in Serie A. That's not bad for a small club. There you go, done diddlies. What do you reckon? I think I'm happy with what we've done here. I'm pretty pleased with. Look, he's got a key pass in there. He's snuck a little key pass in. Right in the middle, though. Look at that. That's what we want to talk about. Have I scouted Rapid Vienna yet? No, not yet. But they've got a couple of big value players. 10 million, 11 million, 14 million. I think they're going to be beatable, though. Right, there we go. Let me know, my friends, who you think the big transfer is. Who do you think's going to have a breakout season? I think Leo Charles could be a monster. And he can play up top if need be. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.